Imagine Bishop, the supercharger of X-Men, is changing side and beating down heroes like Gambit, Cannonball, and even Sunspot. Or, even more important, how do they fight the mysterious villain called Elias Bogan, who might even on the same level as Magneto or Sebastian Shaw? Here's the story of Extreme X-Men, Prisoner of Fire. But before we jump into the story, thank you so much for clicking on this video. If you love deep dives into comic lore, make sure to like, comment, follow, or subscribe to Comic Leap. Alright, without further ado, let's leap in. The story starts with Extreme X-Men. Gambit, Rogue, Sage, Bishop, and Cannonball are taking a much-needed break. They're hanging out at Valle Soleada, a beautiful tropical beach in California. Storm is away on a solo mission in Japan, so the team is just trying to relax. In a house near the beach, we can see Sage is using her ability to investigate something. Okay, let me tell you a bit story of Sage. She is a mutant with power to compute and analyze data faster than any computer, and even visualize it. Just like supercomputer Tony Stark has, but Sage basically has a power of a mutant. Seeing the historical photos of Xavier Mansion, she immediately calls Storm and tells her that they might have a threat from Elias Bogan, the mutant predator. Late that night, Sam Guthrie, Cannonball, is chilling with his girlfriend, Lila Cheney. Nearby, Gambit and Rogue are dancing. Yeah, just like young people, right? Suddenly, a massive gust of wind hits the fire. A dragon lands. But don't worry, it's just their friend Evangeline Whedon in dragon form. She's dropping off Magma, Amara Aquilla, and Sunspot, Bobby DaCosta. Sam admits he invited them because the X-Men have been feeling splintered lately. He wanted everyone to be together. But two people are missing. Sage is busy with private business, and Bishop? Well, Bishop said he'd be late. Anyway, let's cut to Bishop, the only X-Men who will not find peace in this part. He's walking alone on the sand, but his mind is in a dark place. He's literally running simulations in his head on how to take lives of his teammates if he ever had to. A flash of light blinds him. Out of nowhere, a giant villain named Manacle attacks. Busy fighting the gigantic man, Bishop doesn't realize he's being attacked by more than one villain. He's attacked by a group of thugs, Rolling Thunder, a lady who can shoot lasers, two big phantom named Cudgel and Bludgeon, and bald lady named Revenant. They beat him down with massive maces and chain him up. Bishop absorbs the energy from their attacks, and boom, he breaks the chains and wipes them all out. I have to be honest here, Bishop is really powerful, and attack with this level will not really bring him down, right? He's about to call the other X-Men for backup, but then a dark, intangible hand phases through his head, and a voice behind him whispers, "I think not." Things just went from bad to worse for Bishop. He's being held in a dungeon by a creep named Manacle, who works for the X-Men's longtime enemy, Elias Bogan. Bogan isn't just a physical threat, he's a mental one. But now, Bishop is ready to set himself free. He breaks the chain and scares Manacle. What the? He's a big guy, but turns out this villain is just another scaredy cat. Rolling Thunder comes in and starts shooting at Bishop. Big mistake. Bishop overcharges the energy and fires back at them, breaking the cell. Bludgeon and Cudgel comes next, but Bishop is in the state of invincible right now. He easily throws them to the wall. Bishop sees the black telepath, and he jumps to catch her. Another big mistake. She is intangible. Bishop sails right through him and collapses. The telepath literally reaches into Bishop's mind, tearing down his mental defenses until Bishop is reduced to a confused, drooling mess. His new mission? Take down X-Men. Back at the beach, Rogue and Gambit realize Bishop is missing. Rogue is playing detective, tracking footprints in the sand like a pro. They have one conclusion. Bishop was kidnapped, and he tried to leave the X-Men a clue. They head back to their beach house, worried sick. Meanwhile, Sage is on a video call with Storm, who's still in Tokyo. Storm warns her that other X-Men, including Professor X, have gone missing in New York. The mystery is getting deeper. Suddenly, Rogue storms in and confronts Sage. She's found out that Sage and Bishop had a secret plan to let Bishop get captured to find Bogan's hideout. Rogue is furious. A fight breaks out. Sage is as fast as Wolverine. She punches Rogue in the face, blood flies, and furniture is smashed. It only stops when Gambit holds a gun to Sage's head and Rogue holds a knife to her throat. This is where Sam Guthrie steps up as a leader. While cleaning up the mess from the fight, he explains that they have to stop thinking like friends and start thinking like a team. But why is Bogan so obsessed with Sage? She finally reveals the truth. Years ago, back when she was in the Hellfire Club, she helped Sebastian Shaw win a high-stakes poker game against Bogan. Bogan lost his fortune, and he never forgot it. He eventually kidnapped and tortured Sage for revenge. Who saved her? Storm. Okay, the clock is ticking. Magma uses her powers to find hidden tunnels under the X-Corp building in LA, looking for Bogan's lair. But inside that lair, the transformation is complete. Bishop is armed to the teeth with massive guns, his eyes glowing with Bogan's red energy. It looks like the Bogan's team are now formed, and they are ready to attack. The vacation is officially over. Inside the beach house, the X-Men are suiting up. They're ready for battle. Even reinforcements have arrived: Sunspot, Magma, and Skids. Honestly, this time is quite strong, right? Even Magneto would have a hard time fighting this team. Sam Guthrie takes charge. He's not sugarcoating it. He knows Bishop might already be under the influence of the Bogan and planning to attack them. Sam comes up with the plan. The name of the plan is a divide and conquer. Team A, Magma, Sage, and Rogue will hunt down the telepath, the mutant support in Bogan's team who might be the key of how Bogan can take control of Bishop. Team B, Sam, Bobby, Skids, and Gambit will distract and keep Bishop busy. Then, Team A takes off. Vange changes into dragon form and brings Team A away. Then, the battle kicks off at an abandoned army fort. At first, it looks like a total win for the X-Men. Cudgel and Budgeon attack Skids, but she uses her frictionless field to make them crash into each other. Even Rolling Thunder cannot beat them, as Sam appears and brings her down. It looks like an easy fight for the X-Men, until Bishop steps out of the shadows. He's not just strong, he's a tactical genius. He slaps a high-tech box on Skid's chest that messes with her powers, sending her spinning out of control into a pit. Bobby tries to help her, but it's a trap. The device drains Bobby's energy and feeds it directly into Bishop, supercharging him. Then Bishop throws nanomites into Sam's face. He tells Sam that if his invulnerability field drops for even a second, those little robots will tear his body apart. Bishop is systematic, cold, and winning. But Bishop forgot about the man with no powers. Gambit trips him with his staff, dances around his attacks, and uses a deck of cards as a distraction. With a classic thief move, Gambit flips Bishop into the pit right on top of the energy-draining device. Boom. Bishop is knocked out by his own trap. But the celebration is short-lived. A shadowy hand phases through Gambit's head. It's the telepath. She's won, or has she? The Team A are preparing for their final strike against Elias Bogan. While Sage and Magma use high-tech scans to find hidden gaps in the Earth, Kitty Pryde and Rogue have a heart-to-heart. Yes, Kitty is joining them in this mission. Her ability to phase must come for a good use this time. Kitty is back in the swing of things after finishing college, but it's a bittersweet reunion. They talk about the tragedy of Genosha, where 16 million mutants died, including Kitty's father. They are ready now. Kitty uses her phasing powers in a way you've never seen. She stops the women while the Earth keeps spinning. This effectively launches them at 300 miles per hour straight down into the Earth's mantle. They fly past dinosaur bones and deep rock layers. Kitty warns them to not let go, or they will instantly go solid. They land in a hidden cavern directly under the X-Corp building in Los Angeles. Magma senses the lava and creates protective cocoons for her friends, but then she disappears. Sage reveals that she sent Magma away because she didn't have the mental shields to resist Bogan. Sage drops a lore bomb. Elias Bogan isn't just some guy. He was a founding member of the Hellfire Club back in 1780. He's centuries old, which explains why he treats people like chess pieces. Suddenly, the villain Manacle strikes. He hits Kitty with solid chains, even though she's phased. Rogue doesn't play around. She dodges the chains and takes Manacle down with a brutal double kick to the chest. Meanwhile, Kitty manages to take down Revenant, who, let's be honest, has been doing nothing along this story. But before Kitty and Rogue can celebrate, the telepath appears, and she's brought reinforcements. The entire team that was captured earlier, Gambit, Sunspot, Cannonball, Skids, and Bishop, are all standing there like mind-controlled puppets. But wait, as they move to capture Rogue and Kitty, they all trip over each other like a row of dominoes. Gambit was faking it. He grabs a mace, knocks out a thug, and starts charming on Rolling Thunder. The telepath is furious, but Bishop, who is also back in control, steps up behind her. He phases his hand right through her head, taking her out of the fight instantly. While the battle rages, Sage is off looking for a mysterious jewel. She thinks she's won, but then she hears a voice. It's Bogan, speaking through Magma. Bogan has possessed Magma and figured out Sage's fail-safe plan. He knows that if the mission failed, Magma was supposed to flood the whole place with lava. Bogan is trying to break Sage's mind, threatening to make her his pet. But to understand why Sage is so hard to break, we have to go back 20 years ago to the mountains of the Hindu Kush. Long before she was an X-Man, Sage was a survivor in a war zone. One day, she heard a voice in her head leading her to a dark cave. Inside, she found a man trapped under giant rocks, his legs crushed. That man? Charles Xavier. This was the first time they ever met. Xavier realized immediately that Sage was a mutant, a girl who sees everything and remembers it forever. He offered her help, but Sage was cold. Even then, she was a loner. She helped Xavier out of the cave but refused to join his school. Bogan uses this memory to taunt her, calling her a monster because she's killed to survive. He tries to convince her that her X-Men friends will hate her if they see the blood on her hands. Bogan pulls the whole team into this psychic memory. He shows them Sage's darkest moments, expecting them to be disgusted. But the X-Men's reaction? It's the heart of the team. The mutants trust each other. Bogan's plan backfires. Instead of isolating Sage, he just showed her that she finally has a family that accepts her. Suddenly, the team snaps back to reality. They realize the entire fight was happening in their minds. They find Magma crying over a statue of hardened ash. She thinks she killed Sage with her lava. But Gambit and Sam aren't giving up. They smash the ash shell open, and Sage rolls out, alive but holding a mysterious, glowing jewel. The final play. Kitty phases into Rogue's body, and they both get sucked inside the jewel. It's a distorted nightmare world where Bogan is king. While Rogue distracts Bogan by taking a literal beating, Kitty sneaks out and finds the pet telepath chained up. Kitty realizes that the telepath isn't a villain. She's a prisoner. Outside, Sage uses Bishop as a living battery, channeling energy through the team and into the jewel to break the psychic chains. Sage tries to martyr herself to finish Bogan off, but Rogue isn't having it. Rogue uses her power to pull everyone, Sage, Kitty, and the mysterious telepath, out of the jewel and back into the real world, shattering the gem into a million pieces. Is Ellie and Bogan finished? As the dust settles, the shadow fades away from the mysterious telepath. Kitty holds her in her arms and gasps. It's not just any mutant, it's Rachel Summers. The last part starts at the beach house, where Vange and Marie are just trying to have a normal day. That ends quickly when Storm and Callisto teleport in. They arrived via Lila Cheney's sentient house. Yeah, the house is alive, don't ask. Shadowcat is already there to meet them. She gives them the TLDR on the X-Men's recent battle with Elias Bogan. But while they're catching up, the rest of the team is underground, hunting for him. Searching for Elias turns out to be a trap. He launches a massive psychic attack that's so strong, Rachel Summers feels it all the way back at the beach house. She manages to save the girls there by barricading them inside the sentient house. But for the team in the catacombs, it's a nightmare. Elias forces everyone into a mental hall of mirrors. Each hero has to face their darkest, most evil desires. Luckily, the X-Men are professionals at trauma, and one by one, they defeat their inner demons. Except for Amara. She gets the short end of the stick. Instead of a mental illusion, she's confronted by her actual archenemy, Selene. The mental stress is so intense that Amara loses control of her powers in the real world. While she's passed out, her body sends a massive flow of lava through the tunnels. It almost wipes out the team, but Cannonball and Bishop pull off some quick thinking to get everyone to safety. Magma finally wakes up, but the nightmare isn't over. She looks outside and sees a massive volcano sitting right where the X-Corp building used to be. Talk about a bad property value. All right, everyone, that's the end of the story. What did you think? Did you love it? Or do you have another comic book story you want me to cover next? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit that like button, leave a comment, follow, and subscribe to help us grow. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next leap. Bye!